Hello, has your Ideal boiler stopped working and now there is a message in the display telling you to reset your boiler? In this video I'm going to show you how you can reset your boiler and also some simple checks you can go through which may have caused the problem. If the problem does persist and doesn't go away, then stick around to the end of the video and I'm going to tell you my top tips on what you should do before you call an engineer. My name is Ballard and I've been a gas registered engineer for over 20 years. The aim of my channel is to help you with your central heating and your plumbing. If you're new to my channel, then don't forget you can click subscribe. That way you'll get a notification the next time I upload a video. If you do find my video helpful in any way, then please give me some feedback by clicking on the thumbs up. That will also help others to find the video. And of course, share the video with your friends. And I'd like to say a really big thank you to everybody who's left a donation in my Toolbox Fund. It's really appreciated and it'll help me to make more videos which will hopefully help you. Now let's get on with the video and show you how to reset that boiler. In the description you'll find all the links which I mentioned in this video, plus lots of other helpful links. So here we go, this is our boiler. It's the Ideal boiler, and when we fold down the front door we'll see that it is a Vogue 26, and when we look at the display it says ignition lockout. Check other gas appliances work. If not, reinstate gas supply, reset boiler by pressing R. If fault persists, contact your installer. Now this is all great advice, but what does it all mean? What this particular fault means, ignition lockout, is that either the boiler was working and the flame went out, or the boiler tried to light and it couldn't light. There could be all sorts of reasons why this ignition fault has come up. What the display is telling you to do is to check if the gas supply is actually turned on by going to a gas appliance like a cooker or a fire and make sure the gas is on. If it's not, then go to your gas meter and check that the emergency shut-off handle hasn't accidentally been turned off. I have come across it where the handles have been accidentally knocked off. If you have a prepayment meter, also make sure that the credit hasn't run out. Now there is one other place I would check to make sure the gas has not been turned off, and that's underneath the boiler. I've only come across it once, but I did come across it where this valve had been shut, and all you got to do is make sure it's in line with the valve, like that. But as it says in the display, there's only one way to reset your boiler, and it's to press the R button here. So if you just push that button like that, that will then reset the boiler, and you can see it says reset, please wait. As the boiler is resetting, it'll go through a startup process. Now I have central heating selected, and you can see the icon is flashing for central heating. You could also turn on your hot water tap to check that the boiler is operating. And then hopefully in a minute we will then see the flame appear in the display telling us that the boiler has now lit and it is operating. If the flame doesn't appear in the display, then I'm afraid there's not a lot you can do. If it just goes back to lockout, then all you can try doing it is pressing the reset again, and if that doesn't work, I'm afraid you're probably going to have to call an engineer. To help us engineers write down the fault and exactly what the boiler was doing when the fault occurred. That way we'll be able to diagnose the fault quicker and get your boiler up and running again quicker. If your boiler has stopped working and the display is saying low water pressure and your gauge is also reading 0, then all we need to do is to top up the boiler, and that should get it working again. Of course, I've made a video showing you exactly how to top up your boiler, and you can find a link to that video in the description below. I'm often asked, is it okay to keep resetting your boiler? Well, that really depends on what fault code is coming up on your boiler. Most modern boilers these days will go into that lockout situation when the circuit board inside the boiler detects that the boiler is not working correctly. There are generally 3 reasons why boilers go into a lockout situation. The first reason is to make you go and physically look at the boiler and see what's wrong with it, and it will not operate until you look at it and press that reset button. The second reason is for safety, so the boiler will detect that it's not working properly and then it'll go into a lockout situation to prevent it from working and keep itself safe. The third reason would be to protect itself. So if your boiler runs out of water, for instance, you don't want the boiler running with no water in it because it's going to damage itself. So the boiler will turn itself off to protect itself from being damaged. Having said that, not all boilers will turn themselves off when they run out of water. So if your boiler does keep going to lockout and you have to keep pressing that reset button, then maybe you should think twice because you might actually be damaging your boiler. Think about calling an engineer. Right, that's about it then. So if you do want to watch my other video on how to top up your boiler, then you can click on the link here. And obviously if you want to watch my other videos on how to operate your boiler, how to adjust the temperatures, then you can look in the description below and you'll find some other links to other useful videos. Okay, and I'd like to say a really big thank you to everybody who's left a donation to my Toolbox Fund. It's really helpful and it will help me to make more videos which will hopefully help you. And don't forget, you can click subscribe if you want to see more help videos, and of course share it with your friends. Bye for now, and I'll see you next time.